Joe Hopkins here, and it's time for yet another concert review. Why? Because I've been going to a lot of shows lately, man. You know, I've been going to see all the people I want to see, and it's been freaking awesome, right? So this time I went to see Cyndi Lauper. Take a look at her tour schedule, see if she's coming near you. If you want to see her, it's probably your last chance. Why Cyndi Lauper? Because I loved Cyndi Lauper back in the 80s. And I never got to see her. I mean, she hasn't toured since, during the concert, she said she hasn't toured since 1986. And that's probably about right, you know? So she's done other things. She's iconic. She just hasn't really done much in this kind of realm of music in a long time. And she says she's not doing any more tours. This is it. I'm not surprised. I'm kind of surprised she did this tour. So yeah, I definitely wanted to see it. It's worth taking a look at livenation.com. I got an email from them for, you know, a list of artists they had $30 tickets for, and she was one of them. So $60, me and the wife got to go see Cyndi Lauper. Now that's for the tickets. You know, I spent probably that much on gas, and more than that on a meal before the show. But I digress. You know, I spent that much on water at the show. If you looked at what any beverage costs you at a concert these days, holy crap. But anyway, $30 tickets. I got to see Cyndi Lauper. It was amazing. It was really good. She had an opening act. What's his name? Jake Wesley Rogers, I think his name was. Never heard of him before. Apparently, he has stuff on social media, something like that. He was really good. He was good, and he's doing his own songs. His songs are good. The dude is incredibly talented, and he did a duet with Cyndi Lauper during her set, which was amazing. The guy is very, very talented. But Cyndi Lauper, holy crap. It would have been nice if her vocals had been turned up a little bit more. Like, at some points, it was a little bit hard to hear. She has a lot of dynamics in her vocals, so she sings quiet, then louder, then quiet, then louder. Quieter parts, it kind of blended into the mix a bit. But she was absolutely amazing. She talked a lot during her set and did a couple little bits that are, you know, amusing. And that's fine, because she is entertaining. Even when she's just talking, she's entertaining. And it occurred to me, here she is, a legacy artist. You're expecting a decent length set. You know, she's been around a long time. But at the same time, she had, 3 big albums in the 80s, like 4 or 5 hits. She didn't have a really long music career back then. Even though she was one of the biggest artists at the time, there's not a lot to work with to make a really long set. So you have to be, in that situation, you would have to be amusing in other ways, entertaining in other ways. So she tells stories between songs, and it's entertaining. She's an entertaining person, legitimately. I enjoyed it a lot. And something I gotta say I really liked about it, she opened with She Bop, right? Anytime you open with a song about masturbation, that's awesome, right? But right off the bat, I noticed something. That song rocked a lot harder live than it was on the album. On the album, it's kind of like got a dark tinge to it. And a lot of her stuff did. Either, in the very least, like there's an underlying melancholy with a lot of what she did back then. And I always liked that. I was always attracted to that. It made it feel like there was a little more depth here, you know? But then live, whereas on the album a lot of it's electronic stuff and it's mixed to be very poppy, well, live she has a band, a very good band. I gotta say, her guitarist really shreds. The percussionists are amazing. There's a drummer and a second drummer that does all the various percussion. Amazing. They were stunning. The bass player was next level. Backup singers, all of it, absolutely amazing, amazing band. But when you're arranging for an actual like rock band, right? Drums, bass, electric guitar, keyboards. You got to arrange it for that band, and it came out a lot harder edged. Like right off the bat with She Bop, I'm like, man, that rocks a lot harder than it did on the album. that is cool. And a lot of her songs did. I Drove All Night. That really hit hard. And a lot of her other songs, you go to see her live, a lot of them rock a lot harder. And yeah, you don't think, you know, shred guitar when you think Cyndi Lauper, but good Lord, her guitarist is, yeah. I'm going to have clips on here, by the way, in a couple minutes here. Yeah, her guitarist was something else. Holy crap, dude. Holy crap. That woman was shredding, right? So yeah, I really liked it. She did mostly her own songs. I think there was one cover. I was kind of expecting more covers than that because of she only has, you know, a rather small catalog of music, but no, she filled a lot of it with talking, the storytelling. She did some little comedy-like bits. And it was entertaining. It was amusing. Not everybody can do that. A lot of people, when they talk a lot on stage, you get bored. You're like, come on, just play the next song. I didn't feel that way with her. It really connected, and I felt like I'm hanging out with somebody, and we're just talking about stuff. It was nice. It was an enjoyable experience. I tell you, I went to see her at Jiffy Lube Live in Bristol, Virginia, right outside of D.C. It used to be Nissan Pavilion. I haven't been there in a long time. I gotta say, it's not my favorite pavilion, but it's pretty good. And that's about the size venue she's playing on this tour. So you go to see her, it'll be at like a pavilion kind of, you know, amphitheater, that kind of thing, more than likely. So, yeah, outdoor kind of stuff. I was surprised it didn't like sell out. They didn't even sell the lawn. It was just the pavilion. It kind of surprised me. And the pavilion didn't even fill up. I would think she would have sold more tickets than that, being, once again, a legacy artist and somebody that, because her music career was so short at the time, I wasn't old enough to go see her live back then. So I'm glad I got to see her now, and she is worth going to see, even if you're not a big Cyndi Lauper fan. The woman's an amazing performer, an amazing singer, an amazing entertainer. She really killed it. And like I said, the band was amazing, right? If you're thinking, well, I'm more into rock music, right? Trust me, man, you'd like this. It rocked. There was some rock, right? So yeah, it was good stuff, man. Yeah, Girls Just Want to Have Fun. I think that's what it's called, the Girls Just Want to Have Fun Farewell Tour. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's her last go-round. Like I said, I don't think she's toured since the 80s. So, yeah, it's nice to get to see her. If you get a chance, go see her. And here, I'll play some clips here. right, so there you go. You got to see a little bit and kind of get an idea. I think her stuff is a lot better live, especially because instead of, like, the studio stuff is very produced, this is a live band and a very, very good band, which makes it come out really awesome. Really, and the visuals were great too. Everybody has those like digital backdrops that they can do stuff on, and usually it's like it's background stuff. In this case, she worked the background visuals into the show and into the way she was doing things very effectively. Yeah, she would stand in certain places so that it would get a certain effect with the background imagery, and worked with it. It was very well choreographed, I should say. So it wasn't just background imagery. It was worked into it to be part of the show. Very artistic, very interesting, very good stuff. Yeah, I like that. I like that level of creativity and forethought. You know, it's thought out. It's not just, you know, there's stuff playing in the background while we're playing because that's what everybody does. It was part of the show, and that's really kind of cool. And a couple of the songs, like the what's in the background, goes along with it. And of course they have the jumbotrons, and there were a couple of songs where I like the one, what's the song called, like Sally's Pigeons, I think it was called. It had like this little animated thing that goes along with the song, like a video, and it was cool. I really liked it. Yeah, and they had that up on the jumbotrons while the song's playing. So it's very much, the imagery that's being played is very much part of the show. And that made it a good bit more enjoyable, you know? I like that. It's that little something extra. So yeah, if you get a chance, go see her. And man, this cat right here, loved it. Loved it. I love Cyndi Lauper. I loved her back in the day, man. I had She's So Unusual on vinyl back then. It was, yeah, it's back when records, the first go round of records. I know they're popular again, but this is like the first round back when they were, you know, when that's what you bought music on. So, yeah. All right. Anyway, yeah. Go check it out, and while you're at it, yeah, check out my album. There's links to streaming down below, and there's a playlist at the end that says Talking Dogs. That's my album, right? Check it out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I love y'all. Peace out, baby. Bye-bye.